Here's my truth. I'm not okay. Well, not entirely. What I feel like I need to work on is my ability to tell people around me that I'm not feeling entirely okay. I feel like there's people in my life that deserve the truth. People that deserve to know how I'm doing fully. People that trust me to tell them the truth. So what I'm going to be doing today is create an exercise that's going to help me communicate better and be more transparent with my loved ones, people that are very close to me, so that I become able to, when needed, communicate how I'm feeling on the inside so that they know how to position themselves. Now, sometimes I'm going to need them to do something about it, and sometimes I'm just going to need them to be aware of what's going through my mind. So this exercise that I'm going to be creating is going to help me balance that communication style, the wording and the things I can say to one person and what I can say to the other person, staying true to who I am and true to what I'm going through without telling people all my private stuff that I might not want to share with every single person that I know. I know for sure that this is going to be challenging. It's going to be hard, but I'm going to do it anyway because I figure out how to win my hardest inner battles, and then I give you the exact tools so you can win yours. Join the club. But the way this exercise is going to be structured is in 5 steps. Step 1 is always about seeing things differently. How can I look at being okay with not being okay in a completely different way? Step 2 is about doing things differently. What can I do differently this time to make sure that I'm more aligned with my values, with my truth? Step 3 is about noticing my past behavior. How would I deal with not feeling okay in the past, and how would I communicate with people around me? And then step 4 is about imagining my better self. What kind of person could I be in the future if I was able to navigate and to balance me not feeling okay? And how would I navigate real life situations where people want to know how I'm doing, people that I love and people that love me that genuinely want to know how I'm doing? And then step 5 is about creating one small win today, something that I can do today that I know that I could do and that I would do. So let's get started. So if you're just like me, you might want to join the club and do this exercise with me. I will be sharing the exercise worksheet on empoweredliving.com so you can download a copy for free. I don't want anything from you. I just want you to be able to elevate yourself and better yourself and live an empowered life. Let's go. Now, step 1, we're going to give this exercise a title, and the title will be Accept That I'm Not Okay. All right. So the title is Accept That I'm Not Okay Right Now. So I'm not okay right now. So what do I do about it? First thing that I need to be doing about it is looking at not feeling okay in a completely different way. The problem that I'm facing here is I feel overwhelmed, but I'm hiding it. Okay. There's people that should know. There's people that I should be able to allow to be close to me and have that information. And there's people that don't need to be all in my business like that. You don't know me like that, right? So there's this balance between transparency and managing my boundaries at the same time. So there's a difference between being vulnerable with the people that I love, that I care about, and that love me, and those who have not earned the right to be all in my business like that. Those that haven't earned the right to be in my private life and know all the details about me. They haven't earned that trust yet. I think it's okay to have that distinction, right? Now, how do we look at things completely different? Now, the thing is, people would ask you, how are you doing? And I would always answer, I'm fine, right? Most of the time I would answer, I'm fine, I'm okay, everything's good, all good, I'm all right, I'm cool. Well, not always. There's days and there's moments, months and years where I'm not okay. So for me to learn to accept that I'm not okay, I need to be looking at it differently. So what if me saying that I'm not okay is exactly what keeps me stuck in the overwhelm? What if telling people that I'm fine when I'm not is exactly what's keeping me stuck? So think about that for a second. What if you're going through something, I'm going through something, and when people ask me on a day-to-day basis, like, hey, well, how you doing? And I keep telling every single person that I know, I'm fine, I'm great, I'm all good, everything is fine. But I know on the inside that I'm not fine. What if the fact that I'm telling every single person that asks me that question is the exact thing that keeps me stuck? Because I believe that every time that I lie to myself, let's call it what it is, lying to myself and telling myself I'm fine, but I'm not, it makes me have to keep up this face, this happy mood, even when I'm not. It makes me keep up this appearance that everything is okay while sometimes I'm not. While sometimes things are not going okay, sometimes I'm not feeling okay. So it makes it even harder. It makes it more difficult to keep up this facade of me being completely fine while I'm not. So every time I tell anyone that I'm okay while I'm not feeling okay, and I know it deep down myself that I'm not feeling okay, it keeps me in this loop of, okay, now there's somebody that's going to ask me again. I'm going to have to lie to them again and tell them that I'm fine. Well, last time I told them that I'm fine, now I'm going to tell them again that I'm fine. But if I tell them that I'm not fine and that I haven't been fine in a very long time, they're going to start questioning and asking even more questions. And you end up in this weird loop of, I told her that I'm okay, now I got to keep telling her that I'm okay. So you stay stuck in this loop. And that's happening to me. So every single time that I tell a person that I'm fine, I'm doing okay while I'm not okay, I end up in this loop where I have to keep telling them that I'm completely fine when I know that some of the time I'm not. So how do we look at this differently? Saying I'm fine is exactly what keeps me in this negative, overwhelmed loop much longer because I have to keep up this face. So we're going to write this down. What if? So we need to change your perspective here. What if saying I'm fine is what keeps the overwhelm stuck? What if that's what keeps you stuck? That's one way of looking at it in a different way. See things differently. Now, what typically happens is, okay, you're overwhelmed and there's something going on, something that you're going through, and then people ask you how you're doing, and you pretend you're okay. I sometimes pretend that I'm okay when I'm not. So it's a little white lie depending on how often you do it, I guess, and depending how long you do it, I guess. But for me, it's because often I don't want to be a burden to someone. And I'm sure there's people that feel the same way. I don't want to be a burden to you. I don't want to be a burden to anyone. I don't want people to know because sometimes they're going to want to fix me. They're going to want to do something for me to help me. And some of the times I don't need anyone to try to help me. Sometimes I'm struggling and I'm trying to figure myself out, I'm trying to find my own way, and I need some time. And in the meantime, there's people asking me how I'm doing. There's people willing to know how I'm doing. That I am one of those people that when somebody tells me, somebody that I love, if they tell me that they're going through something and they're having a hard time, I want to get up and be out there for them. And I want to take away the pain and do something meaningful for them. I want to do something and be useful. And I'm sure there's other people that feel that way, but that's the problem. I don't want to be a burden to someone else. I don't want them to keep thinking about me and how I'm doing. I also know when I tell someone that I'm not feeling okay, they're pretty much going to check in on me after a little while. They're going to want to know how you're doing now, or how are you doing today? Is it going better? Whatever the thing is that I was going through or what I told them, they're going to want to check in with me over and over again. So on one part, you don't want to be a burden to them. On the other part, you also don't want to be checked on all of the time. You don't want people to check in with you all the time. You don't want to have to give them the status update, okay? It feels even heavier because people are going to want to know what you told me last week. How about this week? Are you doing better? Are things going in the right direction? And if things haven't changed or you haven't done anything to make progress for yourself, or the situation or the problem is still not solved, you don't want to give them that status update. I haven't done anything about it, or this hasn't changed and I'm still in pain, or I'm still going through this, or I'm still struggling with this. I still have the same problem. You don't want to tell them the same thing over and over again for weeks, for months, or for years. So that sometimes can be a reason why I don't want to tell anyone. I don't want to give you the info and then having to give you the status update later. So it's easier to avoid telling you the truth than having to be a burden to you, but also you being a burden to me, because I would feel like I have to make progress at a faster rate just to be able to give you an update. I don't need that burden either. So that's the real problem, at least for me. I don't want to be your burden. I don't want you to be a burden to me. Don't be asking me all the time how I'm doing and how things are progressing. But at the same time, I understand that this is a natural thing for people to do. When someone cares about you, they want to know. You told me about this thing. Now I want to check in on you. How are you doing now? Are things getting better? Is this something that I can do to help you? That's what people do. People that love you, people that care about you, that's just what they do. But we don't want that. We do not want that. We don't want to have to deal with that. That's the hard part. But now there's people that have earned our trust. There's people that have earned the right to know. So we're going to work on this. I'm going to work on this to be more transparent with the people that I love and people that love me. So what if saying I'm fine is what keeps me stuck and in overwhelm? I have to accept that I'm not feeling okay right now. So now what am I really feeling? What am I actually feeling today? What is beneath the I'm fine? What's beneath that? What is behind that? It's also important that I learn to articulate, even if it's just me knowing this, and this is a practice, it's just me that is going to know, but I need to articulate it. I just got to say it one time, write it down one time. It's important, even if nobody sees it, important to admit it at least one time. The question is, right now, what am I actually feeling? What is really beneath the I'm fine? That is the beginning of telling the truth to myself and to get ready to be strong enough and ready to tell someone that's earned the right to know the truth about me not feeling okay. So right now, what am I actually feeling beneath the I'm fine? I need to write it down one time. Sometimes we pretend we're okay. We don't want to be a burden, weak, or dramatic. We don't want to feel like we're bringing the drama. We don't want to feel weak or whatever. We don't want that. We don't want to be a burden to someone else, and we don't want someone else to be a burden either. So that's basically most of the time the reason why we don't want to tell people that we're not fine. Now, okay, so we see things differently. What if saying I'm fine is what keeps you stuck in overwhelm? And sometimes we pretend we're okay because we don't want to be a burden. We don't want to feel like we're weak. We don't want to feel like we're the ones that are bringing the drama. And we need to ask ourselves the question right now, what am I actually feeling beneath the I'm fine? We write it down at least one time with truth, 100% truth. Then we need to ask ourselves the question, who in my life has earned the right to hear the real answer, right? And I'm telling this to you as I'm telling this to myself right now. Who in my life has earned the right to hear the real answer? It's an important question because there's people that have really earned the right to know how you're doing. There's people that have earned it. There's people that have been with you for a long time, forever since you can remember. Well, there's people that you haven't known for a very long time, but they have demonstrated their ability to be trusted. They have demonstrated that you can trust them, that you can be who you are, you can be yourself, and they're doing things to make you feel better. They're always around you. They help you out. They reach out to you. They show up. They're there for you. All of the above. So there may be people around you that have really earned the right to know the real answer to the question, how are you doing? And that's the same for me. There's people that have earned it. So really ask yourself the question, who has earned the right to know the real answer? You don't have to write down 500 names. It could be 25 names if that's what you feel like. It can be one name. It can be two names. It doesn't matter. There's maybe people that have really earned the right to know how you're doing on the inside for real, not the standard answer you give everybody, people that you know or people you don't know, the real answer. There's people that have earned it, right? So let's write this down. Who in my life has earned the right to hear the real answer? There's people that have earned it, right? So let me recap. Step number one is to see things differently. And the way we're going to reframe accepting the fact that we might not be okay is to ask yourself, what if saying I'm fine is exactly what keeps you stuck in overwhelm, or at least for a much longer time than it should, because you're hiding, because you're not sharing the information with people that deserve to know. Now, sometimes we pretend we're okay because we don't want to be a burden to other people, and we don't also want other people to be a burden to us. We don't want people to have to check in on you from time to time just to know how you're doing. But you don't also want those people to be a burden to you because you don't want to have progress as fast as they hope or expect, or what you make up in your mind that you think they think you should have made progress. It feels like a burden. That's the truth. It feels like a burden. So we don't want the burden. And you don't also want to be the person that brings the drama, or at least it feels that way sometimes, because there's always something going on. And maybe after a little while, you're like, I'm going to keep this one for me. I'm not going to tell everyone because I'm bringing another story. I'm bringing another drama, and I don't want that. So Sometimes we pretend we're okay because we don't want that extra burden. We don't want to feel weak. We don't want to bring that extra drama. But the question we can ask ourselves that's going to help us shift the way we think about accepting not being okay is ask yourself right now, what am I actually feeling beneath the I'm fine? What is really below that? What's below the surface? What are you hiding? Tell it to yourself. At least articulate it. If you've never told yourself this, this is the time to tell yourself for the first time. At least write it down for real. Tell the truth, okay? And then what you can do right after that is ask yourself the question, who in my life has earned the right to know the real answer to the question, how are you doing? Who has earned the right to know? For me, there's quite some people that have earned the right to know over time, that have been real, that have always showed up for me, and they've really earned the right to know the real answer. Of course, for me, at least, that's not a lot of people. It doesn't have to be a lot of people. So think about the answer for you. Who is that person, or who are those people that have earned the right to know the real answer to the question, how are you doing? Who deserves the truth? Who deserves your transparency? Who deserves to be really part of your life? Tell the truth. They've earned it. They deserve it. Now, you don't have to tell them yet, but at least write it down. Who deserves to know the real answer? Let's go to step number 2. Now we're going to be doing something differently. To do something differently with courage so I could get back my inner power, my choices, and lead my life the way that I want to lead it. I do not want to be the kind of person that wants to tell the truth but doesn't tell the truth, even to the people that deserve to know how I'm doing. So that's why I'm doing this. So we've got to do something differently here. We're going to practice 2 honest answers. One answer is going to be a general answer for people that are not very close to you. What are you going to tell people? Let's call it the public answer. And the other answer is for your loved ones, the people that have actually earned the right to know how you're really doing. So we're going to practice those 2 answers. And this is not about oversharing, and that's what we're going to work on. We don't want to overshare, right? 2 honest answers, 1 protected, 1 vulnerable. So we're going to have a protected answer and we're going to have a vulnerable answer. We're going to have a public answer, and then we're going to have a loved one's answer. We're going to have the general, you don't need to know all my business, but here's how I am feeling today. And then there's the, you're close to me and you've earned the right to know that I feel like I'm falling apart kind of answer. So these are 2 different groups, 2 different people that you can speak to and deal with on a day-to-day basis. We're going to practice our 2 honest answers, 1 protect and 1 vulnerable. So we're not going to overshare. We're going to choose truth wisely. Choose your truth wisely. There's people that need to know, and there's people that don't need to know. So there's people that I'm going to share with, and there's people I'm going to not share with, at least not everything. So what we're going to do is we're going to practice the 2 honest answers. Both answers are honest. One is still a little bit protective because you don't know me like that. And then the other is more vulnerable because you know me like that and you deserve to know. So today I'm not oversharing. I'm choosing my truth wisely. So you're going to write down your version of, I've got a lot on my plate, but I'm managing. I need you to write your version of that. I've got a lot on my plate, but I'm managing. I got it. I'm handling it. I'm doing something about it. I'm dealing with a lot right now. I'm going through something, but I'm managing, but I got it. So you're telling the truth, which is a different thing than say, I'm completely fine, I'm good, which is a lie. What we're learning to do here is to choose the truth wisely. When you say, I've got a lot on my plate, I'm going through something, but I'm managing. Make sure that you are actually managing when you say I'm managing. Don't lie. You might just say, I'm going through something, but I will be okay. I'm going through something, but I'm sure I'm going to find a way out, right? You have to phrase it in a way that is true. You have to phrase it in a way that is still protective, but you have to phrase it in a way that is not a lie. What we don't want to do is overshare what we're not ready to share, right? Certain things with certain people. We're choosing truth wisely. So if somebody you work with, or you're not very close to that person, or it's a stranger, something public, and they ask you how you're doing, you might want to say something like, I've got a lot on my plate, or I'm going through something, but I'm managing. If you're not managing and you know you're not managing, what you may want to say is, but I'll find a way, but I'll figure it out. I'm sure I'll find a way out, something like that. So you basically tell the truth still. You say, I've got a lot on my plate, I'm managing, or I'll find a way out. You're telling the truth, but you're choosing wisely. So that's the public version. But I need you now to write your version of that. Come up with your own words to say that specific thing. You've got something going on. You're going through something, but you believe that you'll find a way out. You believe that you're going to manage or that you're managing today. Come up with your own version of that. So that's the public answer. Now, this is the hard part for most people. The answer you're going to give to people that are close to you that is completely true, that is vulnerable. Now, the answer that you're going to give to people that are close to you, people that have earned the right to know, this is the answer that is vulnerable. Now, this is where people don't want to be. This is where people struggle the most. And I'm one of those people. And I'm not going to lie. I'm here today telling you the truth that I'm one of those people that struggles to be fully transparent, even with the people that I care about. Completely transparent how I'm doing when I'm not feeling okay. I have practiced the I'm fine answer a little too much that it became kind of automatic. So I'm going to learn to answer with truth and with courage to the people that have earned the right to know the real answer. What are we going to do? We're going to begin with saying, honestly, I'm not okay today, but I don't need fixing. Let me pause there because this is important. You tell someone, look, here's the truth. I'm not okay. I'm not feeling okay today or this week or this month or this year. I'm not feeling okay, right? But I don't need fixing. I just need you to know. This is critical. Where a lot of things go wrong is that we think we have to tell people that we're not okay, and then we have to allow them to be fixers. You don't have to have every person that you know be a fixer of your life. That's not what you need. That's not what you want. Now, sometimes you need that. Sometimes you want that, but that's when you tell them, I'm not okay. I need some advice. What would you do about this and that? But if that's not what you need, and this is where I think most people struggle, me included, is not having that piece of information in the answer when I say, well, honestly, I'm struggling and I'm going through something, but I don't need you to fix it. I just needed you to know because I love you and I care about you and I just wanted you to know what I'm going through. This is the honest truth. I'm telling you everything. But I'm also letting you know that I don't need you to try to fix me. I don't need you to try to help me. I need to go through this by myself. I'll find a way. I'm on it. I'm working on it, or at least I'm thinking about it. I'm processing this thing and I will find a way forward. I just think you deserve to know. And I think you've earned the right to know, but I don't need you to try to fix me. You can include that in your answer. So honestly, I'm not okay. I am a mess right now. I'm going through something. I'm hurting. I'm this. I'm that. This is what it is. This is my truth. But I don't need you to try to fix me. I just need you to know. I just think that you deserve to know. You've earned the right to know. So you give someone your truth. You give them all of the sauce, all of it. They get it all. You throw it out there, it's there, it's your truth, but you also let them know that you don't need to check in with me every day. You don't need to check in with me every week. You don't need to check in with me every month. I just think that you have earned the right to know. And maybe I'll let you know if there's any progress. And this is where things go wrong. And at least for me, this is where things used to be going wrong because I don't want to tell someone because I don't want them to check in with me every day. Because sometimes I need a little bit of time to process something and I don't want you to put that pressure on me. That brings in pressure, that brings in guilt, that brings in a lot of burden. I don't want you to be a burden to me and I don't want to be a burden to you. I feel like this is where things go wrong for most people and I'm including myself in that category of people. So what we're going to be doing from now on is say, honestly, I'm not okay. I'm a mess. I'm going through something, but I don't need you to fix it. I don't need you to check in with me every day or every week. I'll give you an update when I'm ready. I just needed you to know you've earned the right to know because I love you. You just let them know your position. And this is where most people struggle. They feel like if they tell you the truth, they have to tell you all of the truth and they have to allow you to become their fixers. Nobody has to be your fixers. You have to allow people to be your fixers. And not every person has to be your fixer. You may not need any of your friends or family members to be your fixers. You don't have to do that. It's up to you to allow if you want them to help you or not. That's completely and entirely up to you. And this is the part where most people miss. And I miss this. And this is the part that I've also missed for a very long time. And this is why I created this exercise so that I can learn to handle this much better. I can tell people that have earned the right to know how I'm really doing. I can tell them the truth, but I'm also now learning to add the fact that I don't need them to check in on me, or I don't need them to become my fixers. I will be the one letting them know if there's any progress or if there's any change. They don't need to become a burden to me. And I also don't want to be a burden to them. I just needed you to know because you're my friend, or you're this, or you're that, because I love you, because you've earned the right to know. And that's it. And then you move on. That's it. See? So let me write this down. So honestly, so let's recap step 2. We want to do something differently, and we want to take courageous action. And what we're going to do is we're going to practice 2 honest answers. And one answer is going to be still protective of the information, of the depth of information. And the other one is going to be more vulnerable, and it's going to be for people that have earned the right to know. So the first one is more like a public answer, and the second one is going to be for the loved ones. So you get to decide how you share that information. But at least in both scenarios, you're telling the truth. What's going to happen is as I do this exercise, I'm going to learn to not overshare. I'm going to be choosing my truth wisely, which is a different thing. In none of these scenarios, I'm going to be lying to myself or other people about how I'm really doing. What I'm going to be doing is telling them the truth, but I'm going to be choosing the truth wisely on how much I tell them. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come up with my version of, I've got a lot on my plate, but I'm managing. My public answer will be, I've got a lot on my plate, but I'm managing. I've got a lot going on, but I got it. I'm going through something, but I'll find my way out. I'm struggling, but I'll figure it out. That's my public answer. And then the next one, which is the most difficult one for most people, including myself, where I'm going to write down my version of, honestly, I'm not okay today. I don't need fixing. I just need you to know. Honestly, I'm a mess today. I'm all over the place lately, but I don't need fixing. But I don't need you to check in with me every day or every week. I just needed you to know. I will be giving you some progress updates whenever I feel ready. Let's call it private answer since the first one is a public answer. So basically in my private answer, I'm going to tell the truth. I'm going to say I'm not okay. I'm a mess. I'm going through something, but I don't need fixing. I don't need you to check in with me every day or every week. I just needed you to know, and I will let you know and update you whenever I'm ready. So that's how we're going to do something differently about being okay with not being okay. This is going to be a beginning of a shift for me to learn to be completely true with me, myself, and I, and also the people that I care about. And also have a public answer, because I don't want to lie to people. I don't want to tell every single person that asks me, how are you doing today? Say, I am fine. I also don't need to tell them all my business. So I'll be able to tell them the truth and say things like, there's this project that I'm working on. It's quite challenging, but I'll find my way out of this. I'll figure it out. I got a lot on my plate, but I'm managing. I got a lot going on and I'm going through something, but I'll be fine. I got this. And that's the truth. That's a public answer. Now, the private answer, which is what I struggle with the most, and maybe you do too, which is telling people, honestly, I'm not okay. I'm a mess today. I'm all over the place lately, but I don't need you to fix me. I just need you to know. I don't need you to be my fixer. There's a difference between wanting someone to know something and asking someone for advice or help or to fix you. But you may be in a situation where you need someone to help you and you need someone to fix you. You can tell them that. You can add that in your answer. You can say, I'm a mess today, or I'm a mess lately. I'm all over the place. Can you give me some advice? I'm feeling quite overwhelmed and I don't really know what to do. Can you help me fix this particular situation? I needed you to know about this one thing that I'm going through and I need your help. That's okay. So most of the times we keep the information to ourselves because we don't want to come across as a burden and we don't want other people to be a burden to us. We don't want to be that one person that's bringing another piece of drama. We don't want to feel weak when we tell people that we're not okay. We don't want to be that vulnerable sometimes. So now I'm going to learn to use my public answer and my private answer, depending on how vulnerable I feel like I can be. But in both cases, I'm telling the truth. I'm going to be doing this exercise. And then step 3 is always about noticing my past behavior. Honestly, in the past, I would tell people I'm fine. I would tell people I'm fine, even when I'm not fine. There's moments and there's days and there's weeks where I'm having a great time. I'm feeling great. I'm feeling good. I feel like I can take on the world. I'm on the mountaintop or whatever. But there's days where I just don't feel good. And then people would ask me, how are you today? How have you been lately? I haven't seen you in a while. I haven't talked to you in a while. How are you doing? I'm just checking in on you. And then I would struggle to tell people both publicly or privately how I'm really feeling. And I think I've practiced my fake answer. Let's call it what it is. I think I've practiced my fake answer for too long, and that I've been using this as an excuse for too long. And now I got used to telling people I'm fine, even when I'm not fine. And that's my past behavior. That's the kind of stuff that I would tell people. Let's go to step 4, which is about imagining a better self. I think I can totally envision myself being better at this, being able to tell people how I'm really doing. I really believe that I can be someone that can tell people how I really feel. I can see myself be that kind of person to really tell the truth, whether it's publicly, whether it's privately. I can see myself being genuine in both situations, in all kinds of situations. I really tell people this is how I'm doing without spilling my tea, without telling people that have no business in my private life how I'm really doing, all of the details that I might not want to share. I can really see myself be a whole lot better at that. And this is why I'm really creating this exercise. Now let's go to step 5, which is to create one small win today. I'm going to come up with something that I know that I can do, and something that I actually would do. What did I write down over here? So I'm going to come up with one honest answer. So what I'm going to be working on is to come up with one honest answer. I'm going to try this entire exercise. I'm going to do the whole thing, and I'm going to start with one small step. And I'm going to tell the truth one time. Even if it's difficult, I'm going to try one time. I'm going to come up with one honest answer, and I challenge you to do the same. I'm going to begin with one small win, one honest answer, just one. It doesn't have to be private or public first or the other way around. It doesn't matter. That's up to you entirely. That's up to me entirely. But I'm going to be doing this exercise. This was my perspective on how to tell the truth about not being okay, about being okay with not being okay. Now question, what is one thing you struggle to say, even if it's not a big deal? What is one thing that you struggle to get over your lips to just say it one time? Or tell me, who is one person you feel like that at least deserves to know everything, that deserves to know the real answers to how you're really doing? Please drop that person's name or tag them in the comment section below, just to let them know that they deserve to know how you're really doing. And you're working on yourself just like me. Look, I'm going to be doing this exercise, and it's not going to be easy, but I'm going to be doing this exercise in the coming days, and I'm going to let you know in the next episode how I feel then this exercise. I'm going to share every single step, what my answers are. I'll give you all of my answers. I'm going to let you know the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I'm going to do this with truth and courage, because I figure out how to win my hardest inner battles, and then I give you the exact tools so you can win yours. My name is Chris Kasonga. Keep living an empowered life.